What day is today?
Today is Q&A.
Hey!
All right, guys, what's up? Today we are doing a Q&A back on the big comfy couch. Classic Nate and Sutton style. I don't even know if we know how to do it anymore.
You guys are the best question askers ever because it's hard to narrow it down when there's so many good ones. But we got some good ones. If you want to be in on the fun, you can follow us on Instagram at Nate and Sutton. Let's dive in.
All right, vaccine.
That is one of them.
How many did we get about the vaccine, just out of curiosity?
It was actually less than I expected. I would say about 10.
Really? Wow.
But it's only been up for... We're filming this after the post has only been up for like 2 hours.
So for those of you who are quick, you're getting rewarded.
Yeah. What has observing America for the last year and a half taught you?
Taught me or done to me?
Taught you.
I'll just say the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know if it's my biggest lesson, but the first thing that came to my mind was that it has taught me how easily it is to control the population. I've just been very surprised at how easily the world follows orders.
What I've learned is that I just feel like my eyes have been opened to how much evil there is in the world. Whereas before, I feel like I may have been a little blinded to that or oblivious maybe. But the last year and a half has taught me that there is a lot of evil in the world, unfortunately. And it just makes me thankful that we serve a higher power and that God's in control.
And that there's more to our life than our time here on earth.
Yes. What's something you are currently working on in yourselves behavior-wise? I got mine. I think we told you this before, that I sometimes will snap with smart Alec remarks. If he asks a dumb question or says something a million times, I may get a little aggravated. And I'm trying to not do that.
I feel like for me, it has been just a practice of trying to relinquish my overwhelmed feelings that I get at times to God. Just believing, okay, God,
yes,
you have me here today. You're here with me. You're going to equip me with everything I need to take care of everything that needs to be done. And I'm going to trust in you for that.
Have you ever struggled with mental health and suicidal thoughts? I saved this one for you. I thought this was good.
Yeah, I'm pretty embarrassed to admit that actually I have at one point in my life. There was one time in my life that I felt like I actually was having suicidal thoughts. It's just crazy to say that out loud. It was when I was in college, and I felt like I was trapped because I worked so hard my whole high school career to get to where I was, which is a full ride scholarship to the University of Georgia. And I was there, and I absolutely hated it and felt miserable. And I felt like by telling everyone else that I was going to leave, it was like letting my family down, letting my team down, letting my friends down, and that I couldn't leave. But I was trapped, and I was so miserable. It was pretty dark times.
And how did you come out of that? Just in case someone else may be struggling with that, what brought you out?
I just made the decision that I need to do what I know is best for me, and I knew what was best for me was leaving school, regardless of how it made other people feel, because ultimately school would be for my future, and I'm not in school for other people. I'm not swimming for other people, so I knew what I needed to do for me, and I did it despite of how others responded, and I believe it was the right choice.
Obviously. You're still here, so.
Yeah. What's your biggest advice for young new parents?
Yeah, I feel like that's a good one. And I would say the biggest thing that I could think of is just having peace in the thought that you're the parent and God trusted you with this baby. Because there's so many opinions, there's so many books, there's so many people coming at you oh, you shouldn't do that, or you need to do it this way, or you shouldn't be feeding them formula, or whatever it is. It's just aggravating. There's so many opinions, but you are the parent. You were designed for this. God's trusted you with the baby. You can do it. So whatever your intuition is telling you, I think you got it.
Do you guys honestly manage to read the Bible every day?
For me, I do a really good job of reading it Monday to Friday. I will say.
Me too.
I will say where I struggle is on the weekends, because that's when there's no routine and we're just like going about our day, and that's when we get to spend time together. And I definitely fall short on the weekends, which we should just do it together. Like, we both read it individually on the weekdays, but on the weekends we should just do it together.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the honest answer.
What's your favorite part of being married?
My favorite part of being married is being together all the time, and also being a team, like just working together towards this common goal, raising our kids together, building a life
nice.
together. All that is really fun to me.
Yeah. Will you guys adopt me? I'm 18.
Yes, come on over.
That'd be pretty funny.
What would you guys like to tell a young entrepreneur? That's all he's ever been. He's never worked for somebody else. So you should have you better make it good.
I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. I would say my biggest advice to a young entrepreneur would be to take action to whatever idea you have, whatever business you're trying to create, to go after and just take action. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, obviously think things through. Anyone can come up with $1 million idea. Anyone can come up with a genius idea. So many people have genius ideas all the time, but few people take action and do what's necessary to succeed, and to have patience. I feel like we live in a world right now that's like, if you don't get results right now, it's like a failure. But, think about college students or people who go to school for 4, 8, 10 years to get a career. Well, if you work at your own business for, a few years, imagine what you can achieve. So if it doesn't happen overnight, don't get discouraged.
When do you want to have baby number 3, and are you guys hoping for a girl or another boy? Thinking of our third baby has made me realize that I don't like when people say, are you guys going to try again for a girl? I'm like, no, I'm going to try again for a baby. And if it's a girl, that's great. And if it's a boy, that's great. Like, I'm not trying again for the intentions of getting a girl. And I say that to people. But now that I'm on the other side of it, I'm like, I need to stop saying that, because that is annoying.
Yeah, I would definitely like another baby, and I would like it to be a girl, but I think I'd be happy either way.
If we got to 4 kids and had 4 boys, we don't want 5 kids. But if we were to try again, then we're trying for a girl. But I want a third baby, regardless of a boy or girl. Anyways, I wasn't even answering the question. When do we want a third baby?
Sutton's like, last month.
Yeah. I'm a virgin, and I dump girls as soon as I find out they're not virgins. What do you think about that? I thought this was good for you, because in our past videos, you're always talking about virginity, and people don't like that a lot of the times. They say you're really hung up on that. Mm-hmm. He's obviously very hung up on that too. Mm-hmm. So I thought maybe you could give him some advice. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm personally hung up on that, but I think that's something I would try to find out before we got too far into it. It's not like I'm going to become boyfriend, girlfriend, and then months down the road ask them, are you a virgin? That was definitely one of the first questions I asked Sutton. And if she said no, she wasn't a virgin, I probably would not have pursued things for her, just because it's that important to me. And if it's not that important to you, that's fine, but it's important to me. All
right, my thoughts are that if you want to be with a virgin, I think that's great, and that's a great thing to aspire for. But if you meet someone that's not, I personally do not think you should just write them off because they're missing like this one thing. Like, what if they're great? What if they're like the best person ever? But they're just missing that one thing. And like, people make mistakes, and it's obviously in their past. They could have repented. They could be a born again virgin. They could be completely changed. So I just think it's not fair or even right to just be like, I don't even want to waste my time on you because you are missing this one thing.
I just don't think that there is a right or wrong answer to this question. I feel like some people, it's that important to them that they marry a virgin, and if that's you, then go for it.
Yeah, I'm not saying like come down on your standards. Like, if you really want that, go ahead. But I'm just giving you thoughts of like, maybe you should consider, getting to know them, and like there's more to them than just that one thing.
Yeah, there's definitely way more to a person than whether they're a virgin or not. But like I said, for me, it was that important that I probably would not have considered dating Sutton if she was not a virgin.
But he sure kissed a lot of people that weren't virgins, didn't you?
Thoughts on the... Yeah, we might make a whole separate video on this topic, but I think most importantly, how we'd like to answer this question is that we feel very strongly against it and that we have no plans on taking it. And we think it's important that you know it, and we also think it's important for people who feel similarly to us to feel the freedom and to feel encouraged to be able to voice that.
Although we don't feel that free because we're over here like doing hand motions, but you gotta do what you gotta do because they'll stink and shut our video down. So
yeah, unfortunately, I think we're in a world where if you do feel like your intuition is telling you that there's something weird about it, that you're either deleted, shunned, attacked. And I think either way, I think if you're for it or you're against it, I think you should have the freedom to be able to voice that opinion.
And to choose whether you want to do that or not. And everyone's entitled to their own choice, and no one should be hating on anyone for making their own choice about this.
And I actually hope that those of you that are for it and your thoughts around it, I actually hope that you are correct, because if my thoughts on it are correct, I'm scared for our world, and I'm scared for the people who have taken it.
And his parents have gotten it, so he has a real fear about it, I think.
Mm-hmm. How are y'all really doing? How are we really doing?
I thought that was a nice question, and there was a couple people that actually asked that, and that was nice. And this is another thing that we're going to make a video about in the future, is how we're really doing.
Because we've gone through some stuff recently. We have gone through some stuff that we want to talk about and share with you guys, but we thought that deserved to have a video of its own. So we'll be getting there.
But that was very nice to ask. Thank you.
Oh, you have a feeling on this, don't you? Thoughts on churches closing back down. Keep others safe or don't close the doors.
I didn't know if it was in question to close the churches back down, but I am 150% against that. I'm just for the fact that if you're scared to go to church, I would hate to say don't go, but I just don't like the idea of shutting it down and being like, you can't come in, because like that's God's house. Everyone should be able to come in. Like church should be happening with or without the people there, you know? And I just feel like if you want to go, you should be able to go. And personally, our church is all on the screen anyway, so there's not even a pastor there. Like, even if the pastor is scared for some reason to be there, put it on the screen. And if the rest of everyone else wants to gather with their church community, then I don't think that should ever, ever, ever be prevented. What are the most recent hate comments on social media, and how do you deal with them?
Yeah, so every once in a while, or not every once in a while, really every video, we'll get some hateful comments.
We've even had videos made about our videos that are just like pure hate on everything that we say.
Yeah, which is so funny. I feel like most YouTubers are probably bothered by it more than we are. It just, for some reason, I'm just like, I can't even take them seriously, because I really just feel like, I don't even know if they're real humans or if they're just like robots out there trying to tear Christian YouTube channels down. I really don't know. No. One of our most recent ones was about our video title of, I think it was our last video, of us having to separate and how it was clickbait and all of that.
That was so funny to me.
First of all, I understand what people are saying, that we are using a title to draw people in, but I feel like every title to some extent is clickbait. Like, we're not going to create a title that we don't think anyone's going to click on. We're going to try to come up with a creative title without lying or without stretching the truth to make you want to click on the video. And
that's the whole point.
Yeah, and we were separating. In the video, we were separating for the weekend.
I know people took it as like separation, like divorce, but we didn't say that.
Yeah, no, if I said we are having to divorce or we're having to separate forever or something, then I could see, okay, that would be taking it too far. But we had to separate for the weekend, and if you took it as a divorce, then don't get mad at me about it.
What people said was it was the mix of the title with the picture, because you were crying.
Oh, yeah, I was crying. I was sad that I had to separate from my family for the weekend.
I know, it's funny how many people had something to say about that. And Nathaniel's like, he's like, I don't get it. He's like, I'm not going to make a title that no one wants to click on. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how we deal with the hate comments is we just ignore. We just never respond. All the videos that are made, like, hating on us, not only do we not watch them, I don't even know about them. Like, sometimes my mom will tell me about them or something, but I never know that it's happening. I'm just, like, oblivious. We never respond. We never comment on the video. And I feel like that's the best, literally the best thing that we can do is just, like, you know, turn the other cheek. Just ignore it.
I think it's the healthiest thing for us to do mentally and for them really, because like those people who are leaving those comments, the really hateful ones, they're not like they don't have an ear to hear anything that you have to say. So if you come back at them, you really think you're gonna like convince them or change their mind? No. All it's doing is draining precious energy from us or from whoever's dealing with haters.
And feeding the hater. Like, that's what they live for. Like, I think so badly they want you to respond that if you don't, then it's just like, that's more of a kind of like getting at them than responding to them.
All right, guys, that's Nate and Sutton sowing seeds of truth, love, and inspiration one view at a time.
And that was our Q&A.